Welcome to the High Fae Housewives podcast. I'm Blakely.
And I'm Kylie.
We're currently working towards our Masters in the Maasverse. Our current course is focused on Crescent City, House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah Janet Maas. And today we're chatting chaps 73 through 80.
Warning, while we may be your silly gal pals, we don't recommend listening to this podcast around little ears or ears that may be offended because we say bad words and shitty things. Now relax those shoulders, unclench those jaws, clench that clam, and let's get into it.
Chapter 73. Sabine was trying her best to bamboozle the pups in the pack by saying that Ethan was a bad dog and he killed her poor niece, which is partially true. The astronomer was there to corroborate what Sabitch said and was like, no, dude, he's totally a bad dog and we're the good guys. Sabine even dropped the bomb that Ethan and his friends tried killing her and she has the receipts to prove it. Oh, and he had a necromancer raise her from the dead so she could be his puppet. The astronomer added some deets to his tall tale that he petitioned to the Underking for her release so that he could bring her back to the den. Sabine was also like, BT dubs, she's my new heir. Oh, and she has defected to Earth and Blood and is going to live here and be my prime apparent. Yay! But the old dog, the prime showed up, was like, weird. I don't remember saying this was A-okay. Also, everything Ethan said is true. Danica may have been able to lead us back to what we were before we were collared by this dairy, but they killed her. And then he claimed that Ethan Holstrom is his heir and his bitch daughter is stripped of her title and tried handing back the sword to Ethan. Sabine took it, stabbed her dad right in his ancient dome, and was like, off with his head. So Ethan and Sabitch got ready for a duel, and then he bit the Fendir sword and it broke into bits.
Did you just call the Prime's head an ancient dome?
Mm-hmm.
So all I needed to know. I feel like the Prime said collared by the Asteri was just a little nod to the Valg, but also BDSM because the Valg and Asteri are obsessed with collaring people.
They truly are, like the Princess of El.
The Princess of El.
The Princess of Hell saying the Asteri collared them. Like, they just love collars.
They're kinky guys, you know? Orcus, Mantix, those guys that are still out there that I will never let it live down. Kinky guys.
They're coming back.
Yeah, are they coming?
Maybe. Maybe not.
I hope they do. I hope everybody comes.
We want everyone to come.
Chapter 74. Sabine was sure P. Diddliest about the sword when Ethan channeled Katie Heron's winning prom queen speech and said, all those years you obsessed over it, resented Danica for having it. It's just a piece of metal. And then he tossed a piece to everyone in the crowd and told them that they are prom queens too. Siggy is busy taking out the astronomer's heart and soul in the background of Ethan's fight. Sabine is monologuing until Ethan grew sick of it and took a little bite out of her throat and got lost to the lusty lady known as Blood.
What? What? What?
I don't know.
So she got lost to the lusty lady known as Blood? I'm confirming. Does that happen?
I really don't know. I mean, he got lost in the sauce.
Yeah. The lusty lady?
I didn't proofread, and you can tell because I just went with it, but what the fuck? I'm gonna have to keep it. Oh, God. My eyes are watering because what the fuck? Perry talked him off a ledge, then yielded to him his prime. Amelie was next in line. There was a wolf howl throughout the city. He even heard it from the bone quarter, too.
Of course, Ethan broke the sword into 7 pieces. The number 7, always.
When he did that, I really felt like Ethan was modeled after Katie Heron. You know, she tries to fit in, ends up becoming the worst version of herself, and Ethan exists being the worst version of himself.
Fair, that lusty lady lust.
I don't know who wrote that. It was me, but I don't know her. Appalled.
So, on that note, I want to talk about the astronomer. Who the
Speaking
hell
of
is he?
lusty ladies, let's
The
talk about the
lusty
astronomer.
The astronomer loves a lusty lady, you can tell.
Sure does.
So who the hell is he? We know he goes by a different name to others. Thassa makes a comment. Don't believe this astronomer's feeble act. He's an ancient sorcerer, heavy on ancient. The only other sorcerer that we know is in the Maasverse is Koscheii. Now, because reminder, Koscheii is a death god. Now, as we said a million times in our coverage in Throne of Glass, they tell us gods can be omnipresent and can exist in multiple places at once. This guy's hella scary. The bone carver is scared of his older brother, and Bassa said he was once tricked. He's old as the sea. Eris says some call him Death himself. Bassa goes on and says that Koscheii, the Deathless, is what she called him, and for he has not death waiting for him, and he's truly immortal. He cannot be killed. All Koscheii wants to do is free himself. So let's say he is the astronomer in a different world. What exactly would he be looking for? Why would he have all those mystics? What's he doing?
He's looking for home. I'm just picturing him like he went on Undercover Boss and got trapped.
Yeah. So, that makes sense.
He got stuck in this world. He's like, because he would never just do astronomer work. Like, he's like, no way, that's for you losers. But then he got stuck in Undercover Boss, and now he's an astronomer, and he's trying to find home.
Yeah, I feel like it. So this isn't necessarily my theory. It's a common theory that people put out there. I looked up some more stuff on it, and that's all why we're talking about this. But Koscheii himself is trapped on the lake, but his words carry on the wind. He is ancient. His depth of knowledge is fathomless, and he wants the dread trove to free himself. So maybe Koscheii is maybe he was looking for the horn. Like, what was he looking for to try to have all of them to free himself?
How does Koscheii know he can use it?
He's a death god. Yeah, he probably doesn't now. And then maybe he was trying to find a starborn or something to use it.
Because we know, like, it doesn't call to Rhys, who
Mm-hmm.
is a demon test tube baby and does have that, vowed blood, whatever. But he's not
Yes.
made, and so can Koscheii even use it if he's not made? He's not made in the same way that Bryce is. Let me clarify that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't know. And then it really begs the question, like, we can use Koscheii as example as a death god and being omnipresent. If you kill a god in one planet, does that mean he's dead in the others or not? Well, he himself is death, allegedly, so he can't die. So him dying as an astronomer would be no skin off his back because he's like, I'm alive over here anyways.
That's a great question, because when Bryce traveled to Prithian, she was wondering about like what happens when she dies to her soul. Are her gods still her gods on that planet?
And just the gods can be in multiple places at once, it makes us think of other gods that have been killed. Are they actually really dead? We have other people that you and I have talked about are they actually dead or not?
Yeah, just because Maeve was killed in
Mhm.
Aurelia, was she still killed? Like, let's say she exists on the Valg world somehow, another world somehow.
Right. As a
There's all
world
these
walker.
crazy portals
Yeah.
and
World
caves.
walker. Makes you wonder.
Table that thought on Maeve. I've got a lot of thoughts, but we're not there yet.
Because, okay, so this is looking at other fantasy series and things, like, when somebody is killed and then, like, you'll see the evil kind of go up, like, his soul. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, his essence goes away. Well, maybe that happens. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I
Yes?
know.
Yeah.
Once again, not mature enough for this when you're talking about some God's
Yes.
essence.
Yeah, that's fair. But, evil always exists. It finds a way. Power could always exist. It finds a way.
Jeff
Just
Goldblum said it best. Life finds a way.
life finds a way. Chapter 75. So we have 3 missions that are going on at once. Rune and Lids make it a fish while they're sneaking around in sewers, about to go on the hunt to find 2 of Sandriel's Triari. Therian and his wifey had their orders to convince the River Queen to take some people in, and he told a cute little otter to tell the RQ he would like a meeting. Bryce and her fam were by the Northern Rift, ready to open that sucker up, and Hunt charged his lady up with his hellfire. That's literally the chapter. So my biggest CC hot take I have is, while I love Rune, I do, but I see him more as a brother. I do not feel any type of sexual way towards Rune like most people do.
So you see yourself as Bryce.
Yeah. No, but I never thought that way, but I know that is a huge hot take because people love Rune, obviously, with the sound and everything. Are you going to fight me on this one?
I'm an emo kid. You can't.
Yeah.
I had the
Yeah.
side bangs. Like, I went to local shows. Of course, Rune's going to be my number 1. Hottie Hunt, very close number 2. And that we got there now.
So your CC male ranking is 1 Rune, emo Rune,
Emo
2
Rune.
Hottie Hunt, 3
Fucking rewind this. No. He's number 2. His dad's number 1. Bottom King, Rune. Got to conquer the whole family. And then Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
And then Baxian and then Therian.
Okay.
I want that dog in me, but not Ethan.
Yeah. I think mine is Hottie Hunt. Maybe Baxy Boy. Terry. Gotta get Terry. Okay, so this is, I have the one I'm about to say. I kind of like Apollyon.
Oh, well.
Like a star eater, I have something else he can eat.
I am appalled at what you just said.
Are you?
No, but I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, so that's my ranking, I think.
Definitely not a blonde boy. Not Adis.
No, I really like Adis.
I'd have like a drink with Adis.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't like make out with him or something. He doesn't blunts, just no.
I think I would prefer him as a cat. Best version of him.
Mm-hmm.
Big cat gal. Chapter 76. Bryce's hair did the floaty thing after Hunt gave her a back shot and opened the rift to her bestie Nesty. Nesta isn't thrilled she didn't call before just popping in and asks what she wants. Bryce puts Hunt on display and then she says she needs the mask. It's a weird choice for Nesta to ask about Hunt, and then Bryce is like, I need the mask. If I were Nesta, I would think Bryce wanted it for some like weird otherworldly sex. Like, they like to dress up.
And Nessa's probably like, wow, he really does have wings, just like my mate. Breasties.
They're big jug besties for sure.
So what do you think it is about the hair floaty thing?
It reminds me of like when time slows down, when like an otherworldly power like, passes. I don't know why I'm so polite about that. When they pass, when they die, it feels like it's just defying all logic.
Yeah.
Gravity doesn't exist because nothing exists in that moment except for what Bryce is doing.
Like, I just picture one of them, like, I picture an action movie or maybe like Avengers or something, like with their hand on the ground and like a pebble slowly going up, like time slowing, the hair's going, you know what I mean? I watch a lot of action movies.
I I think about my some video games I played when I was little. The hardcore nerdy shit, Final Fantasy. My sister will appreciate that shout out.
I never played that. I haven't played video games really.
Therian and the missus visit the River Queen. He tells her he is there on behalf of Queen Bryce, and he serves her now. Sathya is media trained and handles the RQ's jabs well. She also has some big balls because she sticks up for Therian against the RQ, that she can't touch her man or it'll piss off the Fae. He asks her to stand up against the Republic when Jerry Springer introduces his next guest, the River Queen's daughter. This is the kind of shit that I watched during sick days as a child, and it just makes me think about the time that my family was almost on Jerry Springer. I've lived a life.
I mean, yes. Are you going to tell the class?
I have multiple aunts, so this works out. I have an aunt. I don't know why I said aunt and then aunt. I don't.
Aunt? Oh, okay, rich girl.
I don't even say aunt ever.
You're from Tacoma. Like, calm down.
My aunt's husband at the time, daughter, slept with her son. They're not blood related, but Jerry Springer offered to fly us out. Not us, them out there. I wasn't included in that, but another cousin talked him into not going, which is good.
I love that for your family.
Doesn't everybody have like an almost flown out to Jerry Springer situation?
No, I mean, what would have been on, it wouldn't be Jerry Springer. It would have been a Lifetime movie for me, but it was before the time that my husband's grandpa murdered my great grandpa. One of the few murders on Camino Island.
There's another Lifetime movie that we could exist in because we lived with the murderer.
We did live with the murderer, guys, and that's
not even a joke. That's
not even a joke. We stayed at a murderer's house for like 3 weeks. I spent Thanksgivings with this man and Christmas.
So Blakely and I have quite the history. There's some more for us, you guys.
There's some more. One thing I want to say about Crescent City is I feel like the female characters are all very underrated. Like, Sathya is a badass and an underrated character. Like, she's funny. Bryce is top tier and should be talked about more. Like, everyone always just talks about Aelin, and that's fair because Aelin's awesome, but Bryce is funny and smart. Like, I just think she needs more love. Then we got Jessica, Lily, Lids, the Vipe Queen. Like, even though the Vipe Queen's evil, but still, we like her.
She's cool as fuck.
Yeah, she's just a little evil. Who cares?
Bryce needs more love, but that's why, like, she's my favorite to cosplay. Like, I always choose her to dress up as. Like, I love Bryce. I think we're going to get more Sathya in the next book, though.
You think so?
I do, because she's married to Therian, and if it is going House of Many Waters,
Yeah.
He's a mermaid. I don't know if you know this.
Shut up. Really?
This is dude.
Well, like, we know that the River Queen and they're like elementals. The daughter just saying that Sathya, she's got dirt in her veins. So I was like, damn, throwing shade. But also, like, I have so many questions about Earth magic. I want more info.
I want to know the River Queen's daughter's name. I want to know everyone's government name.
Yeah.
It's weird that we don't.
Yeah, it's just River Queen's daughter. We don't know. That's weird. Why does she do that to us?
If I were her daughter, I'd be so offended that, like, I don't get a name too. She must be a middle child, but she's still the heir.
Stepdaughter, maybe.
She's not even a real kid. But she's so protective of her, so she has to be.
No, just no name for you. None for Gretchen Wieners.
But I do think we'll see more of Sathya. I think we're not going with her for sure. She's married to Therian.
Fucking Theory.
Bad choice, boy. Not bad boy. Bad choice, boy.
Chapter 77. Bryce is like, hey, girl, I really need that mask to kick this dairy to the curb. And Nesta was like, nah, girl, you better get out of here before Rhys boy gets here. Bryce begged some more and told her that she would return the mask and truth tell her as soon as she is done. I'm keeping it. She told Nesta how the Steri wiped out the humans as punishment to her, and she does get why she doesn't trust her, but she promises she will give them back. So much so that she's using her parents as collateral. Nesta gave her the mask to borrow, and the star in her chest purred. Nesta told her, them good luck, and then they pushed her parents through the portal just as the High Lord got there. And before they could teleport themselves away, the harpy painted in all white appeared with one mission: to kill. That was aggressive.
Very.
So they say in this, the darkness crept closer. Fury leaked from it, along with primal rage. Fury, in reference to Rhysand, is a choice, and probably has nothing to do with the fact that Fury ACOTAR was described as liquid night, as well as having a peculiar heritage that Danica sniffed out.
What if Fury's actually bad and she was a demon test tube baby from the Asteri, and that's why they let her run rampant?
Maybe. I don't think so.
I don't, but like, what if?
It's possible.
Sure is.
She is our international woman of mystery. Well, we already decided. She's Amren's love baby with Thanatos.
That's right. My bad.
Yeah, come on.
But and so the Asteri are actually afraid of her. They're like, what's she gonna do? Why does Bryce Star like this mask that was made? Is that, again, like Blakely said, because she herself is made?
I believe so. I will say this is one of the theories that I've come up with in this series that I truly do just believe in all 10 toes is down is true. Starborn are made and their creators are in fact the Steri. Like calls to like, game recognizes game, purring, boom.
Specifically Vespi?
Yeah, I think Vespi was the main creator. Like, I think that was Thea's mistress, as she calls her.
Did you guys know that there's a bonus shot for when Bryce dumps her parents and Prithian here? It's at the end of the book, but it is fitting that we talk about it now. If you feel like softening up to Nesta, I recommend tracking it down. If you love Nesta, I also suggest you track it down. But DM us if you need help finding what version of House of Flame and Shadow it's in. So it's from Ember's point of view when the portal is open. Rhys showing up and is a little bit sassy to Nesta. He's mad at her for giving Bryce the mask, which is totally understandable. Nesta defends Bryce against Rhys, so that's pretty cool. But he's still pissed and leaves the combo for the morning. Everyone was bamboozled by Bryce, really. Nesta tells Ember that Bryce wasn't cool when she tried to feed her an ass to the oversized worm. And then Randall and Ember bond with Nesta over the pain in the ass that Bryce is. They sleep it off, then Rhys? And Rhys goes in on Nesta again, and Ember defends her. Randall and Rhys dad bond. Then Nesta and Ember really hit it off. And she says, welcome to the night court, Ember. You'll fit in right here. And that's how the chapter ends. And I'm not going to lie, when Nesta said it to Ember, I got a little emotional because, like, you know, I'm a big, big Nesta fan. And I just think it was really sweet that she, like, loved Ember so much.
Her OG mom fucking sucked. So
For real.
Ember is an interesting character in general. Like, she's fierce, and I think she just wishes she had an Ember.
Which now we can argue about Ember. So I don't think that there is anything special about Ember. And I think it stems from this chapter. Like, this is why it's solidified for me, which is funny how you view it differently. Ember goes off on Rhys about being human. We're just pathetic, weak, stupid humans, little more than chattel to you. And Rhys actually backs down and tells her that they have respect for humans. And I just think her power is being a mom. Being a mom is terrifying in its own. Like, I know for sure that I scare my husband and I scare my child.
I think you scare most people, but yes.
As I smile real slow.
I know. I smile back at you. But
therapy has helped my temper, okay?
Yes, it has. Mm-hmm. I've been around you for a while. It has. So I read this completely differently. But I will just say this, when it comes to Ember, I don't think that Ember has power,
Right.
to be clear. I think she just comes from the bloodline and that skipped generations.
She's a vessel. And
Yeah.
that's why.
A Chithona's vessel. So when Amryn says they're just humans and they can't contain them here, Randall gives her a look like, shut the fuck up and don't say anything. Nesta is also curiously watching her. And then she mouths off to Rhys, and I don't see this as proof at all that she's just fully human and there's nothing in her bloodline. She may not know what's in her blood, or maybe she does, and that's why Randall's like, shut your mouth. In this very chapter, she was praying to Chthona in the very beginning. She held her silver amulet and said, merciful Chthona dwelling beneath. So a couple things. It confirms what Kylie and I have been saying our entire coverage, that Chthona is in fact an underworld goddess. So yay, love being right. And Bryce has made a comment before that she was like, I have no idea why my mom, a human, prays and cares so much about Chthona and Chthona. Odd choice. I also just want to point out, I had heard that Rhys was like a major dick in the bonus chapter, and I didn't really get that at all. Like, he's obviously big mad at Nesta, which I found fair. He showed warmth towards Ember, and above all else, he just cares about the safety and well-being of his people. And with the type of power that he has, he truly feels that weight of their world on his shoulders, because he knows if shit hits the fan, it's probably going to come down to him saving it.
I think that's the great thing about books. Like, we literally read the same fucking chapter and have different interpretations, but it's not that deep. Like, we both could be fucking wrong, completely wrong. And Ember is an alien.
Yeah, like it, and that's the thing, is like, with books, people get so pissy and weird about theories. The fact is, we don't know. We're just looking. It could be bias of me already believing in my theory, so I'm going to find what makes sense. You could just read it a different way and be like, but authors do this on purpose. They're trying to psych you out one way or the other. That's what they do. So that's why it's not that serious, guys. But I do want to talk about something. I want to talk about Rhys Boy's eyes. When he's big mad and lands in the kitchen, Ember says his eyes were black pits. But then, after Ember calls him out, she says stars seemed to flicker in his eyes like the vastness of the night lay within. Sweet, terrible, beautiful, and harrowing. Now, the only other description of someone having black pits for eyes in the entire Maasverse is when Hunt sneaks into the barracks in the House of Sky and Breath, and he grabs his helmet. And he says the skull painted on its front stared at him, unholy hell, and its black pits for eyes. Why do I think this reference matters? Well, what is Rhys's relationship with hell? Now, I made the theory before that I believe the nightmare that he has, and according to Sinviri, he was visited by Prince of Hell, and then pointed out that when he's not dampening his power, he's very cold, like Princes of Hell. And I believe that while Rhys obviously has one side of him that comes from Thea, which we all know, I believe Starborn are made from this dairy, I also believe the other side of him, the Illyrian side of him, there's more than meets the eye. We know Illyrians were created by the Daglin / Asteri. So once again, made. But truly, I believe he is another demon test tube baby, and Apollyon is probably his daddy. And maybe the prince of the 6th level who was MIA. But how were Apollyon's eyes described? Black eyes, no whites of his eyes, just unending darkness. How do Rhys's eyes normally appear? Violet blue. So when he's not dampening his power, because maybe he's too fucking pissed in this moment, they show up as black. And I don't think that's a coincidence.
And we know glamoring is a thing.
Yeah, he glamours all the time. So.
And just good for Hunt. He has all these brothers.
I know. He has a family.
That's important. Family reunions are going to be so great. Cross-world traveling. Chapter 78. The River Queen's daughter is absolutely distraught and calls Sathya a harlot, which I can appreciate the insult. Therian is having none of it, though, and tells her that She is a selfish wench. He did apologize for the years he led her on, so good for him. So good on him for that. And then he tells her why he married that harlot and that he was doing her a solid. Therian then offers to divorce Sathia and when this is all over with the Asteri and go back and marry the River Queen's daughter. This man cannot stop offering himself up. But the River Queen is sick of it and says, nay, nay, you're your wife's problem now. They clear up that she's actually a homie and wanted to help Emil and not use him since she is anti-Asteri. She then tells them that she will help people because Therian is actually cool. Back in Nenya, all Hunt could think was yuck when he looked at the harpy and her soulless self. He's a little stressed that his hellfire helped create this. He was fighting her when Celestina showed up. The harpy chooses then to lunge for Bryce, so she pulls the mask out and puts that bad boy on. She uses it to stop the harpy. The harpy kneeled, and Bryce told her that she was done and to be at rest. And that was that. The harpy deflated and decayed, and Naomi, Isaiah, Celestina watched it all. I feel like the harpy's wings are so interesting because they weren't painted white. Hunt said the lightning had bleached the color out of them. And I wonder why the color was removed. I thought it just made me think of the orrery for no reason when Bryce shows her starlight through the prism. Has nothing to do with it, but it changes the way it reflected. And so that's what where my mind went for the harpy's wings with the hellfire.
So my brain went from Gandalf the Grey to Gandalf the White. So that's what the harpy did.
The harpy did not turn into the white good version of itself. So yikes on bikes for Harpy Gal.
Yeah, she didn't do what I wanted her to do, but
You wanted her to be a homie?
I wanted her to be, but no.
No, she's too much of a dumb bitch.
She is a bitch, though. She's not nice. Chapter 79. Rune and Lids were searching the barracks, but they seemed to be deserted. They had a little heart-to-heart, and Lids reiterated once again that Rune makes her feel alive. And Rune assured her she is a great mother to her children. Then she got a text letting her know that Pollock stole her kids, so that sucks.
Once again, this is a daytime drama. It is a soap opera, which I can appreciate because as Grey's Anatomy fans, like, how can you not love consistent things happening? Bad things.
You did say this. You said that if you love Grey's, you love Crescent City.
And if you didn't like Grey's before, maybe you might now.
Maybe. I mean, you might want to stop watching after season 8, and that's fair. But yeah, I think it's accurate.
Everybody knows Derek Shepherd dies. And I think that when that episode happened is when I stopped watching. Don't know what season that is.
I don't know. I think it's around 8.
Okay, so yeah, about the right time to stop.
Or it might be later than that. I don't know. Or it was 8 when McSteamy died and Lexi. It's around there. Things got weird.
Yeah. The plane crash made it weird because, you know, that hospital had a lot of trauma, which should have got shut down, truthfully.
But I did say to you that I feel like Ethan is George O'Malley, and I think that's one of the most accurate statements I've ever said.
I co-sign on that.
Like in love with someone that doesn't love him, annoying, makes shitty decisions. He'd also be a Therian, just in the sense, but not. Because, you know, Therian's always like, let's get married. And George liked to do that too.
You're right. You're right.
It's possible. Bryce, Hunt, Naomi, Isaiah, and Celestina were all unexpectedly hanging out by the rift, and shit was intense. They let them know the Steri ordered them to stand down, but they still went after the harpy. Hunt had some words with Celestina and almost killed her, but Bryce convinced him not to. But he was able to get rid of both his and Isaiah's whole halo, so that was cool. But he also dropped the tea that he and Bryce were the ones who actually killed Sandy and Micah, so watch out, Celestina. Celestina actually wanted to do the right thing, though, and was going to fight. She wasn't a big fan of Bryce opening the rift, but she bowed down, like the little bitch she is. Bryce's plan was to raise the fallen for them to take up the mech suits the Asteri created. And Isaiah and Naomi were going to be in charge of them. Celestina was to go to Ephron's, and she needed Hunt to go with her to the Eternal City. So they opened the rift, and pretty little baby Adis was waiting there and got the grand welcome he deserves. Pretty little baby.
I wish Adis would have just showed up as a cat.
Be better. like in the rift.
It would have
With
been
those.
more powerful. It would have been more impactful
Mhm.
in my
The book,
eyes.
the book girls would have loved it.
Chapter 80. Gossip Girl Ethan immediately tells his girl Jessica because, yet again, he needs a favor. The hierarchy at the den is all weird after everyone took Hypaxia's drugs from her white windowless van, but no time for that. Jessica let him know that he will be the one delivering the Pax pill to Bryce and Evelyn and take the weaklings with him, and she will see what she can do for him. Why does Jessica have such a soft spot for this pup? Like, she gives his demanding ass so much grace. Like, does she have that dog in her or does she want it?
I think maybe she's just a dog person. You know how dog people are.
But she's friends with Adis, so, like, she was into cats too. Maybe she's just an animal gal.
She just loves animals. Yeah. I don't know why she tolerates him because she doesn't tolerate stupidity, but for some reason she tolerates him.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like, why do you have a soft spot? What?
Miranda Bailey's, who they had a nickname for her that is not PC, so you can't say. Favorite person was George O'Malley. You could argue that Jessica has a similar vibe, and she gives good old Ethy baby way too many chances and passes.
So Jessica is Miranda Bailey.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see it with the whole George O'Malley situation.
Yeah. And like just, kind of badass,
Tough love.
tough love. Yeah.
I'm not against it. I'm for it. Yeah.
Yeah. It just kind of makes sense if you're that vibe, but you're just like, this silly. I like him, even though he's an idiot.
She hate loves him.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce needed a little moment since she just threw her parents in a whole ass different world, but she didn't get that since Rune called to let her know Pollux is adding kidnapping to his resume. Bryce let him know that the Hell homies have arrived. They were homies this round. They were very much whoops my bad about last time, and then off to help Lydia and the kids that came from her loins.
Solid. Loins.
I mean, that is where babies come from. I don't know if you know this as a mom, but
No. So got lost in the lusty lady known as Blood and Loins all in one episode.
you're welcome. Big
Yeah.
L lady this episode. Love the L's.
Love that for you. LLL. So thanks for giggling through our journey with us today. Join us next Tuesday as we get into chapters 73 through 80.
Hit that subscribe button and make sure that you're following us on social media for all of our latest updates, which includes theories and more new book goofing. All links are in our info, you giggling gal pals. We'll see you next week.